this is going to be the season I'm going to put together the greatest faction in not only women's wrestling, all wrestling.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show.
I'm Katrina from In Cat We Trust, but also one of the hosts and writers of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And I have two absolutely fabulous ladies in pink, if you will. I have Lana Star and Penelope Pink here of the Fab Four from WoW Wrestling. How are you ladies today?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much for having us. It's so nice to be interviewed by a woman. It's Women's History Month, so this is a kind of cool interview to be doing, you know?
I think we should get that intro every single time.
Yeah.
Well, here at Women's Wrestling Talk, as you know, I got to meet you, Penelope, at LA Comic Con, but we love WoW Wrestling in general just because it's an all women's promotion. And I think we need more all women's promotions, but definitely promotions like WoW, where it's just women doing so many different things. And it's not like the box of what women wrestling or people think women wrestling is. And so I think it's just awesome what you guys are doing anyway over there in California.
Yeah, we don't live in that box. We shatter that ceiling without a doubt. And we're so happy that other women are getting the opportunity to see us at WoW doing that.
Absolutely. So my first question is for you, Lana. I know you are previously the longest reigning WoW women's champion there, but you're now kind of working from a different aspect as you're kind of managing now. And so how is that different from when you was wrestling to kind of managing one of the most dominant factions in WoW?
You know, I was getting a little bit sore and a little bit beat up, and I didn't want to get sweated on so much anymore. So I was like, this is going to be the season I'm going to put together the greatest faction in not only women's wrestling, all wrestling. And I think I've done that. I have the fabulous Penelope Pink, Miami Sweet Heat, and Vicky Lynn McCoy. It's just great working with these talented women that are all going to get me the championship belts.
I love that. Like I said, you guys are super dominant, and I know my intro to you, Penelope. I think your package kind of said that you was a 5'2" woman filled with Detroit sass, which I love. And so, how has teaming up with Lana been as far as beneficial for you and WoW Wrestling?
Well, being with Lana has taught me so many things because growing up in Detroit, we've always had that rough exterior and kind of always just kind of had your back against the wall. But when I went to Los Angeles, Lana showed me this whole different side of myself that I could be that I've never thought was possible. Going to Beverly Hills, going and shopping at the nicest places, eating at the best restaurants. You know, she's telling me where to be, who not to talk to. And things like that are so important because if it was up to me, I don't think I would talk to anybody. So Lana really brought that out in me.
Yes, I love it. And so, something that was mentioned previously to you, Lana, was that you are a Bret Hart fan and the whole black and pink aesthetic, as we are known for the Hart family. And so, who else would you consider like one of your favorite, I guess, wrestlers or even inspirations for what you do in WoW?
Well, 100% Bret Hart was my biggest inspiration. And the whole Hart Foundation, I don't know, maybe I have something going on with that. But when I looked at Bret, like I never thought, oh, he's a man. That's not something that could be done. I just looked as an equal. Even when I was young, I was like, we could, all do that. And I aspired to be that. But I mean, there's some other wrestlers like I really like Jeff Hardy. I thought he was super talented back in the day. I mean, he still is. And I loved Chris Jericho and his mic skills. And, I liked a lot of his moves. So those are my three main. And yeah, I see a little bit of all of them in my Penelope Pink.
Oh, yes, I'm a big Jeff Hardy fan too. So definitely understand that. And so this is for both of you. Again, one of the things I appreciate about your faction is you have like Miami Sweet Heat, which is like you have sisters, you have twins there. And then you also have somebody like Vicky, who's also very like dominant and very like, a bit of a powerhouse. And then you have Penelope, who has you have your own style as far as how you showcase in the ring. And so how do you all kind of work together with the different dynamics? Because you guys all have the fabulous part of it, but you also are very different in things I can even see when you guys are wrestling. And so how is that working with different women like that? And as far as you, Lana, kind of managing the different personalities in the faction.
That's a really excellent, interesting question, because everybody in our faction has super strong personalities and it just works. I don't know who to, if it's just the up above giving us this, it works. Like, we get along fabulously, and we all hang out and we're good friends, and I think that makes the teamwork really, really strong. And since each girl has their own things they do too, we don't get sick of each other. So it's just like, it's perfect. It's like a well-oiled machine. The Fab Four is a well-oiled machine. Do you agree, Penelope?
I do. I like to compare it to different flavors of ice cream. We're all going to bring something different to the table, and we're all going to have something different for people to latch on to. Like with Miami Sweet Heat, they're sisters. They kind of have like that twin telepathy. They can totally know what each other's thinking. And like you said, we got the great enforcer, Vicky, who's just going to be out there handling all of our problems for us, which is fabulous. And then I like to think that I can throw caution to the wind. I can ground and pound. I can be a utility player. I got the belt. You know what I mean? I got all of my tricks up my sleeve. And then we're managed by the fabulous Lana Star that gives us the best advice and deals, she's in the dealings with David McLean and making sure that we're showcased in the way we should be. So it's the perfect mix.
Absolutely. That's actually against something, while I know you guys kind of border or more of a heel like type faction, I do appreciate that. You guys are so different, but then also it works so well. And then you guys wear pink, and I love black and pink. Those are my colors as well. So,
Pink isn't just a color, it's an attitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it is Women's History Month, and I think that's also really important in general for just showcasing what women, we are so fantastic at so many different things, especially in wrestling. And so how is it for you guys, especially with WoW, who I believe has been absolutely killing it and showcasing women's wrestling? How has that been for you guys as far as like working at a promotion whose goal is to make sure they can showcase a whole bunch of women, and what does that mean for you guys to be a part of that?
It's absolutely an amazing experience because not only are we given this incredible platform, but we also have been given advice by women like Selena Majors, like AJ, who have been through different experiences than us, some negative, some positive, and stories, and all women coming from different walks of life. We're all learning from each other and kind of taking experiences from everyone's journey and kind of projecting them out there and getting the opportunity to show women that, like we said before, we can break that glass ceiling. We can be a main event, because not just because we're women, because we're talented, because we're great athletes, because we're great storytellers, and we're going to show you why we are main eventers. And we are just so lucky that David McLean and Jeannie Buss, and they've been giving us this opportunity. And now starting just March 1st, we're now on Pluto, redoing the whole first season, the past season, and people get to catch up with us if they've missed anything. And it's really cool just to see the stories from all the girls and seeing how far we've come even since September.
And we do have two WoW documentaries that will be coming out soon. And that goes into the backstories of a lot of the people on the show, the new people, some of people from previous seasons. So you'll be able to learn a lot more through the documentaries too, on like the background and history of WoW. So that's going to be really cool and interesting, and something I look forward to watching.
Yes, I can't wait Again, like I said, this has been fun for us here at Women's Wrestling Talk, just being able to kind of see women just kill it, considering we're like an all women's media brand. Just like, yay, we get nothing, and this is no shade to the men or in any capacity at all, but it's always cool to just see what women are doing. And again, you guys do that so well. Penelope, you've had quite a few awesome matches on WoW, but who is somebody you would say might have been your toughest challenge, and who's one of your favorite opponents so far in WoW?
Well, I have to say, I would like to think that I'm everybody's favorite to step in the ring with, because when you say you're the best damn thing, you just have to be. So at the end of the day, I think I'm everybody's favorite. But there are definitely some women that are more challenging than others. We have so many different varieties of wrestling. Like I said, like flavors of ice creams, we have luchadoras, we have, big brawlers, we have high flyers. So I think no matter who you step in the ring with, depending on your mindset and how you prepare for a match, every time is going to be extremely different, because everybody's talent is showcased in a different way and they have strengths that will be different than yours. So I have to say that I am personally my favorite person to be in the ring with, of course, because it's me. But some people bring a different test. That's without a doubt.
Okay. And I was fortunate to be at LA Comic Con when you guys wrestled there, which I was very happy to be a part of. How was that experience as far as having a show in front of a crowd at a Comic Con?
Oh, well, you were there, so that was a crazy crowd, 100,000 people over the weekend, and people that love superheroes, and that's what WoW is. We're superheroes. So it was cool, very cool being where there was that many people that were very hyped and interested in the match. Like, that crowd waited a long time for us to come out, and it was really nice to have that all of that energy in the room. And I don't know, I love it.
And you, Penelope?
It was amazing just to see the outpouring of support that we had there. It was wonderful because we go out there and wrestle, but to see something like a huge Comic-Con where people maybe aren't just there for specifically wrestling, but they flocked to us and wanted to come and meet us, and hearing everybody's stories and just hearing the generations of WoW fans. So many people were so obsessed to meet Lana, because who wouldn't be? But it's so cool to see people follow us through our WoW journey with previous wrestlers, and then to the updated season with all of our new superheroes today. And just to hear how much they love seeing an all women show, really helps us, and makes us very fortunate to hear how well received WoW is going. And we just loved every second of it. I would love to do more and more Comic-Cons, because it just gets the WoW superhero family bigger, and maybe someone might have not have heard of us, but once they saw us, they loved us.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a great place to make new fans too.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy crowd. I had to get me and Steph to the front because I'm like, I'm a tiny person. I'm kind of short. I need to see what's happening. And it was really like, oh, just really energetic. It was actually a really good space to kind of be in. Like, even more different than being at an actual show. Sometimes I felt like it was more intimate in that setting, even though it was like a bunch of people at the con. I kind of gave me the intimate vibe because we were all kind of just crowded around that ring there. And so that's something I hope you guys do again. I will have to come back to LA, as I do live in New York. But I would love to see that again, just to be a part of that. That was great. So just a quick deviation off of wrestling. I know you guys like to be fancy and glamorous and go to like all the fancy spots in California, but what are some things you guys do that's kind of just to decompress and kind of recharge the battery?
I personally love podcasts. I listen to about 6 wrestling podcasts a week. Now, for most people, that might not be decompressing, but I eat, sleep, breathe professional wrestling. So I absolutely love just putting my headphones on and shutting the world out.
Yes, Penelope does talk about podcasts a lot, so I can confirm that. Well, I relax. I hang out with my dog, and I go on a lot of hikes. We have a lot of beautiful mountains here, and they're actually covered with snow right now. It's crazy. So I just hike a lot with my dog, and I go to the gym and put on headphones and just zone out.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm a podcast person too, not wrestling podcasts, but like all the like true crime or like horror podcasts. That's what kind of, so I definitely understand as far as being like a lot of podcasting happening. And so you guys are already pretty strong as a faction, but could we possibly see maybe you guys adding somebody else that you think will be a good fit to the Fab Four?
Hey, never say never. I know Fab Five, does that have a good ring to it? Maybe. I don't know. You'll have to watch every show. You never know what might happen.
One of the things we saw in LA Comic Con was the Fab Four wind up coming out with all the gold. And so how does that feel? You know, you have the tag champions again in Miami Sweet Heat, but then you also have Penelope, the new champion. And that was again very exciting to see. So how do you feel, Lana, as far as having like your host, you got all the gold in your squad. Again, you still have somebody like amazing and Vicky. And then Penelope, as far as you being able to kind of take the, championship in a different direction.
I'll go first if that's okay. I am ecstatic. I am so proud of everyone. I am going to display all of them over my beautiful mantle in my luxurious main living room. And I'm also going to try to petition for a TV champion, because I do have one more person, and why not add another belt?
Oh, yes, I love that.
Yeah, for me, it's absolutely a dream come true to give Lana everything that she's ever desired, which is finally a client with the WoW World title. But at the same time, for me, it's everything I've ever dreamed for. It's everything I've ever worked for. And the fact that I can say I am the 8th woman in WoW history to be the champion is something that I really, really, really love to say.
And so I know we have a limited time. So my last question for you both is, what can we expect from the Fab Four going forward?
More complete domination and retainment of all the belts. Thank you very much.
You never know what we're going to get up to, but it's always going to be fabulous. But I want to have David McLean give us a Fabulous Four appreciation night, because I feel like that should be just a standard, because we've done so much work for him that we deserve an appreciation night. All pink, everything, everywhere.
Oh, yes.
I forgot. I want a Manager of the Year belt.
Yes.
Of the Year belt. Thank you.
David, I hope you hear this, make this happen. I would definitely love appreciation night. I can wear my pink at home.
There you go.
You are invited.
Oh, yes, thank you. But I wanted to thank you both, Lana Star and Penelope Pink. Again, we really appreciate you guys here at Women's Wrestling Talk. You guys are super fantastic. And again, it is always an honor to cover the show. It's an honor to get to interview you guys. And thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, no, thank you so much for your dedication to women's wrestling. It's wonderful to see, and we're so happy that you're a part of it and that you're always reporting on WoW and the fabulousness of us.
Thank you, ladies. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.